All right, bro. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. No gimmicks, no walk-ins, no nothing. I just want to go ahead and get into it because I got a lot to say about this. Because you seen the title of this video, we about to go ahead and get into it. And yeah, the Titans they ended up firing Mike Vrabel today after a long conversation. Well, I believe these conversations are probably going on behind the scene that we don't know about, but they actually was made public like coming up till today. Like it was gonna be like a final meeting between Amy Armstrong, that's the what they call it? They call it the owner, right? In football, the owner of the Tennessee Titans and Rand Carthon, the GM of the Titans, and Mike Vrabel, right? They had to meet. So they had to meet today because apparently Monday he was supposed to talk at like a press conference or something, like a end of the season at the end of the season meeting, basically for players and coaches they do and stuff like that. And he wasn't available to talk yesterday. Folks was wondering like, what's going on? Are they gonna like proceed to do something? And today we got the bombshell that Mike Vrabel has been ousted as head coach. Now I got a lot of things to say because first off, in my opinion, I believe firing Mike Vrabel was a mistake. That's one. Two, you think you couldn't like wait like a couple weeks until things got settled because currently we have like coaches that probably the Titans are going to go after that's in the playoffs. So it's gonna be long. It's gonna be a long drawn out process anyway. So that's another thing. And is this going to be like the right decision moving forward? Because Will Levis at his time, like starting for the Titans, he actually looked pretty good. He had some pretty on and off games, but in my opinion, you changing up the staff now. Now he's gonna have to learn another new scheme, another new voice. Like it's gonna be different. Folks not taking account that having different voices in your helmet in between the ears, it's not gonna go well as you expect. Because look at Chargers situation. They have a generational quarterback in Justin Herbert, and now they were picking top 10 in the draft. So this should tell you all you need to know. You cannot be flip flopping in this situation. You need something stable and you know, yeah, just more stable, dog. I'm not saying I fully disagree with the move. That's not what I'm saying because ultimately, folks was like they already quit on Vrabel. Like the fans, they already quit on Vrabel. They feel like he should have been gone like a year or so ago, and they just feel like this was the necessary decision today. And I don't know. I just can't really get down with this because last year, right, you ousted the GM for not resigning AJ Brown. That's ultimately what it came down to because wherever folks I try to dress it like in front of cameras and stuff, no, behind the scenes they knew they messed up on the AJ Brown trade. And for one thing, why? So you telling me you can fire the GM, then follow that up a year later and fire the coach, but nothing could have been done to prevent AJ Brown from leaving Tennessee? Huh? That does not make sense to me. That's for one. Two, the GM that you fired last year, you just fired him. You think the roster's gonna be able to compete this year? No, no. And then of course it was some behind the scenes stuff going on between Rand Carthon and Vrabel because Vrabel he wanted to compete every year. Rand Carthon even acknowledged that in his like early interviews with the type before the season started. Well, as soon as he got the job, he was getting interviews about this is gonna be a rebuild, it's gonna be a retool. He acknowledged that Mike Vrabel wants to win, but that's in front of the cameras, right? Rand Carthon actually wanted to rebuild because he knew this team as it presently constructed it was not good. It was not good at all. That's why he felt like it was like we should rebuild. While Mike Vrabel, the competitor he is, he wants to try to win every year, and I don't blame him. He won the division 2 or 3 times in a row. He got the number 1 seed. He's the only man in the Mahomes, Hill, and Travis Kelce era that held them to single digit points. They didn't even get a touchdown. They had 3 points the whole game. And you can say that was one of the greatest offenses probably of all time. Not just this generation, probably of all time. That's how great they were. And Mike Vrabel will like back up DBs and stuff. Like we have injuries all over the place, and we somehow did that. That's something that does not get talked about at all. The offense. Now, I do agree with this though. The coaching staff, like this offensive assistant coaches and stuff like that, the defensive coordinators, the training staff, I feel like yes, that needed to be like changed and consistent. Now with Tim Kelly this year, Tim Kelly looked good this season. It looked good this season. Now his offensive line did not help him all because with Tim Kelly offensive scheme, everything's basically like long in development. So yeah, thought I heard some. But yeah, everything is long in development with his offense, and that's why the offensive line looked even worse than it did. But with a simple change, that could get fixed. But I don't think Tim Kelly's gonna come back anyways, right? But yeah, let me see what else did I have to just. Oh yeah, like this situation was like very dire. Like expecting Mike Vrabel to just flat out compete and then actually try to win games with a full roster is very unrealistic, right? Very unrealistic. Like we had to rely on 30-some-year-old DeAndre Hopkins to give us juice when he, in his stage of his career right now, he cannot give us that juice we was looking for. We we needed somebody that could give us juice down the field, and we didn't have it all season. The average separation yards is 292 yards. I think it's 294 or something like that. We were separating at 263. That's far below league average in separation for receivers. Far below, but that's what the roster Mike Vrabel was, had at his disposal. Then we had minimum draft assets because of the Julio Brown trade, because the previous GM, what he did with that trade. Um, like it was just bungled. They would have multiple draft busts on the roster. To this day, we still have them on the roster. But somehow, somebody, this is all Mike Vrabel. Now you can say Mike Vrabel has saying to these players. That's fine, though. But who's making the final call? The scout team and the GM. So I don't know why folks be trying to put blame on Vrabel in that regard. And yeah, and this new coach has to be a hit. It has to be a hit. Now, he probably not expected to win year one because I feel like that's probably going to be unrealistic, but we're going to see until like training camp and stuff, all the hype video. You never know. But, yeah, this new coach, he's going to be under a microscope, dog, because now, can he possess some of the traits that made Mike Vrabel good? Now, Mike Vrabel, he may not have been offensive minded, but he probably leaned more towards the defense, playing safe football and stuff like that. But what he could do was manage the clock, manage the game. He could control the locker room. He was like doing stuff that always kept us in games, no matter what the situation was with our team. Like the year he won Coach of the Year when he had no Derrick Henry, AJ Brown was in and out the lineup, Julio Jones was in and out the lineup. Offensive line, Roger Saffold, he kept getting like neck injury because I think he had like nerve damage or something like that. I think Taylor Warren got hurt that year. It was just a mess all around, and we somehow still got the number one seed. So that's to tell you all you need to know about Mike Vrabel as a coach. No matter how folks try to dress him and try to make his resume like lower than what it is. And I just find that wild. I just want to address that point too. Bro, Kyle Shanahan as a head coach has 0 Super Bowl wins. 0. But I think he got 1 Super Bowl appearance. And that's what folks cling on about. They say he's one of the elite coaches in the league and stuff like that. But he got 0 Super Bowl wins. That's why I don't get. That's why I do not get. The only reason he don't get as much flack as others because he's an offensive mind. That's so sexy. He's an offensive mind. He can run the football and do stuff like that. That's all it is. And he can make the game easier for his quarterback. That's all it is. That's all it is. Every coach can't possess a Kyle Shanahan trait. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, Mike Vrabel in the last, the 6 years he was here, is one of the most successful coaches in the league, whether you like it or not. Especially with the rosters he had compared to the others, most definitely. Most definitely. Not everybody can win a Super Bowl. Not everybody can get to a Super Bowl. I don't know why folks try to make that so normal nowadays when the Titans, as a franchise, only have one Super Bowl appearance. You act like you compete with the 49ers who have multiple Super Bowl appearances. Or, the Steelers. Or well, you can say the Ravens. You can say the Packers. Like, we don't have that type of resume as a franchise to expect that out of a head coach. Yes, at the end of the day, you won Super Bowl. You won a Super Bowl appearance, at least. But it's hard. It's hard. Especially the year with number one seed. Ryan Tannehill threw 3 picks. So that's Mike Vrabel fault? Like, for his quarterback to throw 3 picks in a game? When you actually had control to actually win the game. You was better than the Bengals. The Bengals got Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. They was supposed to win that game, but it's what it is, bro. Business is business. Mike Vrabel. Shout out to Mike Vrabel, bro. I'm going to miss Mike Vrabel. He was like one of the most successful coaches we had in a very long time. I know his record was barely above positive, but that don't tell the whole story. What he had to manage through his whole time here as the head coach of the Titans. So yeah, that's all I got to say, bro. This is probably a little rant. I didn't fully agree with the move at all. And yeah, I understand it's a process to trade Mike Vrabel. Don't get me wrong about that. I want what's best for him in this franchise. But it looks like they was just ready to get off him pronto, and I think they found somebody, found a couple people they liked in this upcoming coaching pool. So yeah, that's all I got to say. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail, and I'm out.